Hey everybody, it's Carrie B. Welcome to my makeup lair. I'm going to show you today how to get this look using the MAC Cosmetics Patrick Starrr Collection. So let's get started. Okay, to start, I'm going to use a little bit of Studio Fix fluid and some face and body mixed together for my foundation. If you've seen the collection at all, you know that there are two quads in the Patrick Starrr collection, and unfortunately I don't have the specialty packaging, and I'm sorry I have my glasses on, I can't read the backs without them, but this one is Glam AF, and inside of Glam AF there is Brulee, Oh My God, Embark, and Saddle. So this palette is pretty awesome and really usable, very user-friendly if you were wondering. And then the other one is Goal Getter, and also very, very wearable. So this is Amber Lights and Soft Brown, obviously two really popular existing colors. And then Swiss Chocolate, and then the Patrick Starr collab color called I'm Into It. So we're gonna play a little bit with both of these palettes while I'm doing my makeup because I like colors from both. So I'm gonna start with this Oh My God color, and I'm gonna put this all over my eyelid. So I used a really flat brush. This is a 252 from MAC, and I'm just pressing this on, and a little bit's going into my crease, which is fine. But I think this color is really beautiful for just a nice natural highlight on the lid. I'm gonna bounce over to the Goal Getter palette, and I'm gonna pick up some soft brown right here with a 224 brush, and I'm gonna put this in my crease. So one of the things I think is worth mentioning, I got to see Patrick and meet him actually at the MAC event that we had last week in New York City at Hammerstein Ballroom, and he was lovely. He's really sweet and really generous with his time, which was lovely to see and experience. And he also did a little masterclass on stage, which was really fun. And so I do this all the time if you watch my videos on Instagram, but I think it bears repeating here, is that when you're doing underneath the eye, take your blender color in first and sort of wrap that around the eyelash line when you're working your crease color, and then when you want to go back in with your darker color, you've already got a fade happening. So it's just a little bit of a time saver, and I think it's a great tip to share with you guys. Okay, it's a tough call between Embark and Swiss Chocolate, but I haven't used Swiss Chocolate since like 1997, so I think I'm gonna go for it. It's such a beautiful, rich kind of berry brown tone, and we'll use this to add a little bit more intensity in the outer corner of my eye and then under the lash line. So hopefully you can see the placement. I took it underneath my lash line, and it's already kind of blended in with the soft brown that I applied. And then you can see that I did a little bit of a line. I used the pencil brush in the crease and then a little bit in the outer part of my eyelid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my 224 brush again, and I'm actually gonna pick up some Saddle, which is in the Goal Getter palette, and I'm gonna just softly blend that. And what you're doing ultimately is just creating layers of dimension on the eye to give the eye a more round or defined shape. So by creating these sort of layers of intensity in the same color palette, you end up building dimension and giving your eye more definition, and then also making it look a bit more I'm using it to make my eye look longer because I think my eyes need to be longer for my face. But you can use it to create a larger looking lid or a more sunken crease, or whatever you're trying to accomplish, you use a darker color to sort of make things recess back. And it's funny because these colors, most of them, I mean, yes, Patrick does have a few specialty colors in here, but these colors have been around forever, and they're just classics, and they work on everybody, and they are kind of tried and true. So it's nice to give a little nod back to the Swiss Chocolates and the Saddles of the world. So I think I'm gonna leave my eyes here. I mean, they're pretty dramatic for a day look, and I've utilized a lot of the colors, and it can be this simple. It doesn't have to be like overworked. And yeah, I'm gonna just continue my makeup. So I'm gonna curl my lashes and put on mascara, and then we'll talk a little bit about this Patrick Starr powder. Get that close-up mirror. There's always a couple little hairs you need to get out. So I have a few little mascara bobbles around my eyes, but I'm gonna let the mascara dry and we'll take care of that later. But I think it's important for us to move on to this powder. It's really great. And here it is in all of its glory, Patrick's powder. It looks pink in here, but it's actually quite transparent. And I will say that one of the things that Patrick had mentioned during his masterclass was that he worked really hard with our product development team at MAC to make sure that there was no flashback in this powder. And obviously he's a much richer skin tone than I am. He's way more olive, and it works great on him. So I know I won't have any problem with it. I'm gonna dig out of my archives an old 37 brush. That's why you never see this anymore, because it doesn't exist, but it is an amazing brush. And I'm gonna use that to pick up this powder. Now, I guess technically you could bake with it. I don't actually bake because I'm a little bit more mature and I don't like that much powder around my eye. But a light coating underneath. And if you're a newer makeup artist and you're trying to do smoky eyes, putting a little bit of powder under your eye is a great way to catch fallout, and then you can just dust away any extra shadow or powder under your eye with a soft brush. Now, I used a little bit of Studio Fix fluid into my foundation, as you saw at the beginning of the video, and I don't need a lot of powder because the Studio Fix fluid sets by itself. But just to showcase this, it really is a beautiful kind of flawless and textureless finish, which I think is great. So I just did a little contour with my tried and true Sculpt, and this brush is pretty cool. It's from Sephora, but it's got a really nice angle on it, and I'm just trying it out to see if I like it for contour, and I do. So Patrick's collection doesn't have blush or contour or any cheek colors, so I'm utilizing some basic business items. Now these, I'm sure you've seen this palette before. This is actually our Extra Dimension Skin Finishes, and I actually ground them up and mixed them with 91% alcohol and then made a slurry and poured them in here. So this is sort of a combo. I like to just dip and dabble into these various highlighters, and we'll just do a little glow here. And I will say that it works pretty well in here. You do have to be mindful that the texture has changed slightly, and so you have to be pretty gentle with these palettes, but it's such an easy way to have all of your colors in one little tiny place. And I'm using the 190 brush. I know, not usually a highlighter brush, but I just use it really gently and tap it in, and I think it gives a really smooth finish to these mineralized products. There are two pencils in the Patrick Starr collection. One is brick and one is mahogany, so I'm going to use mahogany, and again, old school, love it. I mean, mahogany's been out since like 1994. Wait, is this my mahogany? Nope, this is Hodgepodge. Alright, so we're finished with the lip lining, and you'll notice that I actually use the pencil to fill in the lip a little bit. I think it's important to do that for a homogenized look. You know, lipstick and lip gloss and lip liner all have three very independent textures, and when you layer them, it's fine in person, but in a photograph, it can start to show the layers. And so I think to get a homogenized sort of look on the lip, it's really important to use the pencil to sort of fill in, and it also gives the lipstick something to hold on to. So there is a lot of positives to using your lip pencil first. There are 3 lipsticks in this collection. Patrick Woo, I think for Ruby Woo, which is kind of cute and cheeky. Mama Starr, which is this kind of mocha shade. And then You Better Work, which is this sort of nude shade. So I think I'm gonna go with Mama Starr. I think it will complement the mahogany really nicely and also look really nice with the collection of eyeshadows that I chose. So I'm just gonna apply this onto my lips. Okay, so I love to be able to use a new lipstick straight out of the tube, no brush needed. I mean, that's the way lipstick was intended to be used, correct? I mean, it's great as a makeup artist, you have to kind of use a lip brush, but it's nice to be able to get a really clean, precise application with a fresh tube of lipstick. Nothing like it. To complement the 3 lipsticks, there are also 3 lip glasses. This is Patrick Woo, then there is She Better Work, and then Mama Starr. So these are really beautiful, can be worn alone or together. I'm gonna pop just a little bit of She Better Work just in the center of my pout. Ooh, nothing like the sound of a new lip glass. And I am gonna use a lip brush to apply this just because I don't wanna mess up my applicator. Okay, this is the finished look. I hope you guys like it. I think it's quite a usable collection. I'm really into it. I think MAC and Patrick did a wonderful job of creating something that really is truly one size fits all, which I think is his motto for makeup. And yeah, go out and get yourself some. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button and share if you want. And I'll see you next time. Bye.